Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from Bella Souls with
Michael from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Michael, we got some bolt action today, huh?
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to bring by a bolt action starter army.
Cool.
There's a lot of cool bolt action stuff coming in the next couple of weeks and months, so I thought it'd be fun to take a look and see what classic bolt action looks like.
Right, we got the bolt action second edition basically is coming out.
Bolt action 2 is coming out, as
quick.
well as their sort of sci-fi version.
Yeah,
almost.
Conflict 47,
Conflict
which
47
sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I want to take a look at some standard bolt action, see what the minis look like, and get a feel for it.
And this is one of the big starter army deals, so it's got a ton of stuff in there.
Yeah, it's got a cool starting army. It's of course the United States,
right?
America.
But
But it's got a really good starting army. It's a pretty affordable price too, so we'll enjoy taking a look at that.
Sounds like a plan to me, man. Let's take a look inside the U.S. starter army from bolt action. All right, so this is the U.S. Army bolt action starter army.
Yeah.
Real quick too, there's actually nothing on the back. It's
no,
blank.
it is just a blank back. I mean, that's kind of typical for like Osprey and Warlord games, but
they do have this really cool army list that is kind of what's in the box.
Breaks down
1,001
points.
1,001 point, yeah.
It does break down what you'll get, and it even tells you, it tells you the era of the uniform, how you can sort of alter it if you need, and the rule books that you'll need.
And it also turns out America wasn't in the early war, so this is definitely a mid to late war thing.
Bolt action, if you're not familiar, does have 3 eras in which you can play World War II, and of course, like you said, we weren't in World War II in the first couple of years, so you can't play America in those first couple of years.
Playing in 1939 is, can't do it.
Exactly.
Anyway, here we go. We're just going to go right in the box.
Oh yeah, a lot of sprues.
Wow, that is a ton of miniatures. So what we're going to do, we're just going to pull these out. Actually, you know what? Let's pause real quick, and we'll lay out some of the sprues and kind of go over them that way, because this is a ton of sprues.
Can do.
And there doesn't seem to be a lot of anything else in here. So we'll pause real quick and do that. All right, so we've got some of the sprues laid out here. There's a ton of sprues in this box.
It comes with a lot, yeah. Like we showed on the list, there's a lot of minis in here.
There's actually, these are all the same sprues, but there's 10 of these infantry sprues here, which are just basic dudes.
And there's 6 weapon options and accessories and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, some of them are different. Some of them have Garans. There's a bunch of M1 Garans. There's a couple of Tommy guns.
Some other little packs and
pouches. Tons of that stuff. A couple of
some pistols and things.
Pistols, exactly. And then there's also this. There's 2 different heavy MG teams. So 2 of these guys. Those are what the big round bases are for.
Yeah.
They'll have a bunch of different head options too, so you can swap. Mix
those are, of course, metal.
Yep.
The rest of this is plastic.
Exactly.
And then you have your Sherman here, and a couple different sprues. It looks like.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of different
vehicles.
Tracks, I
looks
believe.
like.
Yeah, I think there's a half track.
Half track and a Sherman looks like. So
there's actually also in the box. I wanted to pull these out. There are some decals as well as instructions.
Yeah.
So here's the instructions real quick, and then we get a couple of decals too. Decal
sheets and stuff.
Transfers. Yep.
So we have your half-track assembly instructions here.
Yep.
Gives you sort of an idea. Doesn't number it like GW does, but it's fairly obvious to understand how to build. And then where you place all your little accessories.
Accessories and doodads. Yep.
Your Sherman, of course. Again, pretty simple to build. It seems nothing too crazy complicated there.
One of the key things too. Yeah. One of the key things that differentiates the bolt action stuff from, say, a modeling kit or like a war game modeling kit is these are actually based off of real tanks and real things.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more detail in places you wouldn't normally expect it. For instance, like the drivetrains or the tracks and stuff like that.
You can just look at the Sherman, the top of the hull here. You can see, little wires and ropes and bits and things that, you can even, they model in, shovels and axes and things that, real tanks would have probably had if necessary.
Exactly. And you can see stuff like the grading and stuff on the inside here. You can kind of see with the shadows. But all that metal grading, that's because the actual vehicles had that. So again, it's not quite the same as to the GW example. It's not like building a Rhino where it was just kind of like...
It's like fantasies, sci-fi, whatever.
This was based off a real thing. The tracks and everything like that is historically accurate. You can see the detail and the effort put into actually picking out the all the different drivetrain things.
On
there's even an axle.
Yeah, you can see it on the wheels and things here, where they've got all the axles, all the spokes, and everything. You know, it's very cool for historical miniatures. It's very well detailed.
It's more like a modeling kit versus a wargaming.
And I mean, you can even see that on the helmets of the guys.
Yeah,
they'll have netting and camouflage and all sorts of stuff that you can get a sense of if you look closely. So it's really interesting. It's great to see such really nicely detailed models.
Yeah, extremely well done.
You would expect sort of out of his historical kits.
You get a ton of different head swaps here. You can see there's only 4 bodies, 5 if you count the guy kneeling, and then you get. This is 9 heads per sprue. There's 10 sprues.
So you have a bunch of extra heads. You can make them. They are of course an army, but you can make them look different enough that it doesn't matter.
You've got all the different bandoliers and pouches. You got their the spade, their shovels, all that stuff. Different backpacks, different equipment.
Again, very similar to like you build a Space Marine and they all kind of look the same. They all carry the same stuff. But this a real World War II soldier would have a shovel and these pouches and this thing on his back and that kind of stuff. So.
And then again, all the different weapon options that you build and customize.
I'm a big fan of the
bazooka.
The bazooka there.
Yep. You got a bazooka. You've got some Lee Enfield sniper rifles.
Please, it's a bolter. It's bolt action. How could it not be?
They are bolts fired.
They are indeed.
You got a sniper rifle here. You got a BAR, which is awesome. That's one of my favorite guns from World War II.
I mean, even some of them have bayonets and things like that, which is really great.
So again, tons of that. And then again, this is just to show the sprue off in better detail versus having a stack of all 10 of them there. But these are all the same. You get a ton of stuff in this box, as well as 2 tanks.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you're looking for a 1,000-point starter army.
I'm a big fan of the heavy MG teams. I think they look really cool, especially. I mean, again with the detail. You look at this guy with the belt-fed canister of ammunition there, just feeding it into the gun. It's really great detail.
This looks like I think this is a 50 cal here too.
Looks like it.
Yeah, and then you got spotters. Yep, they're gonna be up there. Then you've got the dude just wailing away machine gun. So
they're pretty cool.
Yeah, really well done. Really awesome kit. Again, if you play Bolt Action, get ready for Bolt Action 2.0 coming out. These are really great buys to get in now, get started. Yeah,
there's starters for pretty much every army. I know there's U.S., German, Russian, or Soviet, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different starters and things for pretty much any army you might want to play. So if you're big in historical miniatures, Bolt Action is really cool. Yeah. Especially like you said with all the new stuff coming out.
Plus the mechanically it plays different from a lot of other board game tabletop games, but it's not so different that it's going to be completely alien. You're not going to.
It's way less of a. It's my turn. I do all my stuff.
Yeah, I love the order mechanic.
It's way more even. For anyone who's not familiar, you have orders dice basically, and you put them and you draw them. I believe.
Yeah. So if I have 4 units and you have 3 units, you put them all in a can or a hat or whatever, a bag, so you can't see, and you pick one die out of that,
and whoever it is gets to move a thing.
Exactly. So it kind of changes the flow of battle.
Yeah, it's a lot more
dynamic.
Not necessarily random, but dynamic is a good word for it.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. It's a really fun system, and it's very exciting to see a 2nd edition and Conflict 47, like we said, coming out. So.
And they again all use the same basic core mechanics. So if you wanted to play basically 2 different games, because Bolt Action 2.0 and Conflict 47, you could start with this army.
Yeah.
And if you really like regular historicals, this is perfect for that. If you want to get into kind of the Weird War stuff with Conflict 47 coming out, you're gonna need these models anyway, so now's a great time.
Definitely a good buy. I'm especially interested in getting into it with Conflict 47. I kind of want to get the Marines box, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah?
Marines sound cool, but you never know.
You never know, man.
Fun game.
Yeah, we've got a couple of studio armies here, and we really like it too. So let's go ahead and hop out for a really quick recap. So that was the Bolt Action US Starter Army deal. Pretty good box set. Let's go ahead and crunch some numbers real quick. Obviously, this is from Warlord.
Obviously, Warlord and Osprey Publishing.
Price point is
$124.99.
Seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I mean, you get an entire 1,000-point army for the cost of a big kit from some other publisher.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome. Like I said, Bolt Action, very affordable game.
Yeah.
But doesn't lose any of the detail and stuff you like in miniatures. So
absolutely, and then this is a great hobby project too.
Yeah.
Like you're painting up historically accurate. There's tons of books, tons of text and literature and pictures.
I mean,
Osprey Publishing has a whole line of books.
They have all the books in the world. And I mean, given that World War II was a thing and it happened and real soldiers did fight in it, you can find all sorts of resources to make it as accurate as possible if you really want it.
It's really cool stuff. Or if you want to go the other route and just do it for funsies, then there's also Conflict 47 coming out. where you can just go nuts.
You can get some cool mechs and stuff to add in. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Good product. Go check it out. It's in stores right now. It's available on the website as well too. But pretty great price point from Warlord Games.
Might want to pick it up before the new bolt action too.
Yep. Get ahead of the curve.
Get your army built and taken care of. It's not. I mean, I can't imagine they'll replace too many models when that comes out. It wouldn't really happen. So yeah.
Keep that in mind. So anyway, I'm AdamHarry from Bell Souls.
I'm Michael from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one. Tabletop Spotlight brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Thanks for watching.